Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in Club Meetings. Thanks. Oh, hey. Welcome to the stream, Dev. I was ready to say thanks, Stream Elements. That usually gives a little notification that, oh, by the way, you have started your stream now. There it is, that's what I was waiting for. Yeah, I sort of ended in the middle of the episode last time, so we're going to finish up episode 38, or season 4, episode 2, depending how you want to parse it out, I guess. Yeah, so let's just load it up where I left off. Yeah, and we were just about to get into poems, so let's get started. Yeah, it's time for poems, I think. Although that actually was a pretty fun, thought-provoking activity, Natsuki. Thank you. Even though it wasn't literature-based, yeah, just referring to the Would You Rather thing from last week, which was interesting, but also got harrowing at times. Anyway, moving on. But now, onto the poetry. This week was all about turning some kind of ordinary, everyday activity into a poem. Since I'm standing here, I'll go first. Mine was about taking out the trash. Ow, I can't wait to see how you've angstified that. The conveyor belt. All manner of things come in: plastics, paper, glass, food in the bin. They share one thing. All have to be gotten rid of. If I can't stuff it down more, that's when I take the lid up. Then I take the bag out and I haul it to the dump, and then when I come back, more junk is piled up. Oh sure, I take in plenty: food, water, power, air, and I take out plenty more. There's piles of trash over there. I have inputs and I have outputs, just like looped conveyor belts. But besides all the waste, do I put out anything else? Yeah, well, I mean, yes, she certainly did angstify the process of taking out the garbage. But yeah, more to the point, she's put in references which sort of liken it to the code, which she's so familiar with. And also seems to tie into like one of Monika's Act 3 monologues in the original game was about hoping that she does enough good in the world to make up for the resources she uses up. And yeah, size of the waste, do I put out anything else? That seems to tie into that idea. Anyway, moving on. Ah. That's how you angstified it, I see. I suppose it is somewhat angsty. Yeah, it's pretty good though. My only beef with it is that it seems kind of silly to wonder if you output anything but garbage. Like, of course you do. It's hard to tell sometimes. I think part of the point of the poem is that it's hard to tell that when you're focused on doing a chore. Everyone always accused me of headcanon author avataring Monika into being a weird utilitarian, and yet the signs are there, I say. Yeah. I wouldn't argue with it. I don't know who this everyone is that you're referring to, but like you say, the signs are there. Anyway. Is this thing supposed to be? This thing is supposed to give me a notification that an ad break is coming up, and it's not showing up here. There it goes. Okay, ad break coming up in 2 minutes. This thing insists on having an ad break 5 minutes in, which is always awkward. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll take a break at that point. Anyway, and Spooky Waters here. Welcome to stream. How's it going? Now, do you open anything that isn't garbage? Yeah. How about when you're focused on doing a chore? When I take out the trash, my focus is kind of on it. And I think, wow, I put out this much trash and get discouraged for some reason. Like, sure, I'm sure I output stuff besides trash, but materially, it feels like I just bring in food and supplies and output a bunch of garbage bags, you know? In the moment, that's what it feels like. Huh, yeah, I think I get you now. Go poem either way, Monika. Thanks. I really like the feelings of this one. I totally get it. Especially, like, the repetitive nature of it. It's like a cycle. The whole reason you call it a conveyor belt. Feels like you don't ever stop. You can't, even if you wanted to. You got across that feeling really well. Thanks, Sayori. It's definitely what I was going for. Meter here is pretty interesting. It's not constant, but it does have a good flow to it. Not sure how to put it, but it feels like you're supposed to vary the speed at which you read the lines. Yeah, yeah. When I'm reading through these books, I don't necessarily pay attention to the meter. That sort of rhythm to the words, but yeah, I was feeling that, like what MC was saying here. Right. Yeah, in order to make them scan, but they do scan. I thought that was cool. That, plus the multi-word semi-soft rhymes, gave it almost a feeling of rap. It is a poem that very much feels like it should be spoken aloud above all else. Well, I hope I did justice. Yeah, ad break is imminent. I guess I'll just take a break now. I will be right back. Yeah, again, it's awkward doing it so early in the stream, but I don't want anyone to miss anything. And I'm back again. Give me the product switch.tv / yeah, tweet, yeah. Yay, capitalism. Anyway, moving on. Is a poem that very much feels like it should be spoken aloud above all else. That makes it sound. That makes it sounds catchy. That's not a typo. Yuri clearly just misspoke. Has that typo been caught? I mean, that misspeaking been caught? There you go, cool. That makes it sound catchy in a way, for lack of a better way of putting it. Well done as ever, Monika. Thanks, both of you. Any volunteers for going next? Yeah, I'll go. Lodging. I used to feel that bed was like a cave, a dark, shallow cave where you cower in a storm, a blizzard raging 4 feet from your face, but better that than stumbling on your own. Now it's not a blizzard quite so much, more like I am carrying a weight, a big old wheelbarrow. I haul. Okay, so just the font made me confused for a second. Haul around all day until my palms are tender to the touch. There's some weird kerning going on there. Anyway, now my bed is more like an inn, a room I go in where I lock the door and feel like I can finally be alone. I drop my masks and burdens. Rest begins. Maybe soon I'll upgrade once again and go from an inn up to an hotel? There's a difference in pronunciation. I don't know. Is the H silent in some dialects or something? I would have said a hotel. Is it like an hotel? Anyway, a hotel with luxury suites, room service, and all. The mental accommodation of my bed. Yeah. In any case, yeah. Yeah, like I mentioned before, now that Sayuri has a roommate, it's gotta be a very different. It's gotta be like a very different look and feel to her room. Like it's not her the same sanctuary it once was. But it's interesting that she's talking about more like it's an upgrade. An hotel is definitely more British. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, so I take it this is another mental improvement poem, kind of about the depression getting better. I don't know, kinda. Like that isn't the main thing, but more it's the thing that caused the thing the poem's about. If that makes sense. Like really, it's a poem about how I view turning in for bed at night. It used to be kind of desperate, I guess. It wasn't really a place I wanted to be, but it was better than outside of it, kind of. But now I kind of look forward to it, especially since college started. I do so much stuff and talk to so many people that when I get to my room, it's nice to just go to my bed. My roommate is pretty respectful of my space and doesn't bother me except when I want to be bothered. Mostly. Uh-oh. Miami is a lot of things, but super respectful of boundaries is not a thing I would have thought of her. She's not. She's actually really bad with boundaries sometimes. Uh-oh. But she tries really hard and listens and is starting to understand me pretty well. And she also talks about what things are like for her and why she does stuff. Plus she's very nice. So we get along. So anyway, my bed is really nice to come to and feel like I have a time and a space that's just for me. It feels restful. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. I mean, maybe don't keep saying, but you know, I do value like the time to sleep. Like I just lie down in bed and just you know, be alone with my thoughts for a bit. I mean, not that I'm not alone with my thoughts in my room anyway, but I don't know. There's a different energy to it, I guess. Anyway, as bed is meant to feel. Yeah, but it really only felt that way recently for me. Oh yeah? Then I'd say Natsuki is correct, and really this is a mental improvement poem. A genre I like seeing from you very much. Me too. Your poetry feels a lot less... I guess I'd say the feel of it is a lot less hard and uncompromising. Reading your poems used to feel like uh-oh. MC, you're walking into a minefield now. Careful. Careful you don't make her feel bad. Like running your hand along a piece of metal. It was kind of cold and didn't bend and it was very beautiful, but now it's more flowy and ethereal somehow. She's gotten more complex with her rhyme schemes and Rhyme schemes and rhymes. Okay. Rhyme schemes and rhymes? Are those different things? Anyway, they used to be very rigid. She's still very formal about her rhymes, but she's not afraid to change up the rhyme scheme in the middle of the poem, or use slightly less hard actual rhyming. Is there indeed distinct? Yeah, fair enough. I think that's where that more flowy feeling comes from. Is that a choice you made on purpose, Sayuri? Nope. Must just be a thing that's changed along with my brain. I guess all our brains are always changing. That's all the commentary for now. I'll go next. Fashion. Just the MC version of the song. Every day I have to choke myself. Apparently it's the only correct way. I take a piece of cloth and pull it to my trachea each day. He's talking about putting on a tie. Who the hell's idea was this? Shirts for top, pants for bottom, and a jacket to keep you warm. But just to add some snazz, your necks need fasteners on them. One way only can they be worn, preposterously tightly, because if it were comfortable, how fashionable could it be? I mean, yeah. There is something of an inverse relationship between fashion and comfort. Well. I am surprised to hear that you hate ties so much. I suppose our ties are much more loose than yours. I mean, yeah, they sure look that way. Well, I mean, the way it's drawn here doesn't look very tight. But I wore a tie this weekend for the first time forever, and there was definitely some strangulation going on. Yeah. It's been a while since I wore a tie. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, guys' ties have to be pulled up basically right to the neck. Or they're supposed to. I mean, I try to wear mine as loose and low as they let me get away with, but still. Hate the way they feel. Worst accessory ever. Yeah. That makes poetry unexpectedly topical? Yeah. The fact that they are mandatory for guys in basically every context is the worst. You look so handsome in a tie, though. Although you also look handsome without a tie, the poem's good. I like the implication that they had to be uncomfortable or else they wouldn't be fashionable. I mean, yeah. How did ties get invented anyway? It's a long story. Oh? Suffice to say, a much more complicated version was made fashionable in a royal court centuries ago, and then it evolved to be a little less ornate and a little more comfortable and everyday. So cheer up, MC. Ties could be a lot worse, you know. Easy for you to say. Yuki hated ties too. Although I think part of it was that it made her feel guy-like. Yeah. A little bit after she came out to me, she was like, I just realized I never have to wear a tie again. She was so happy. I would be too. Well, hey, consider becoming a girl then. Yeah, you could, it's probably an easy way to code that in, right? Set gender to female. Or something. You wouldn't have to wear ties, and you'd probably rock a skirt really well, MC. And you would also learn that girls' fashion has terrible shit about it too. The pockets alone. I'm not even gonna talk about bras. This expression from Sayuri here. Well, let's just go ahead and get mine out of the way, I guess. Kinda sucks this week. The taking recipe. When I follow a recipe, I expect results. A tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of sugar, cup of this, cup of that. Mix, proof, bake, and then you have a cake. This one's not too weird. Wet the dries and then mix, then blast on high heat until no longer moist. But now I have less. I'm missing a dress, and always 3 socks, or 1, but never 2. It's got to be odd. Most damage it can do. Just comparing following a recipe to doing the laundry. Where do all those missing socks go? It's a mystery. Anyway. Oh, I get it. It's a laundry poem. Like how the dryer always eats your socks. Exactly right, Sayuri. No matter what you do, you will always lose stuff to the laundry machine. I like this one. You're totally right about always losing an odd number of socks, though. That always happens to me. If I go look under your bed right now, how many socks would I find? Who knows? I like it. It's a playful poem, not as biting as usual. It's pretty light. That better not be an insult. It's not, I promise. I am a fan of the poem. As am I. I appreciated the baking analogy. It makes sense that Natsuki would be displeased by something that involves so much alchemy, so to speak. While leaving you with something. Wow. Sorry, throat just suddenly got congested all of a sudden. It's the voices, like trying to do the different voices, which I don't know. It just makes my throat decline faster than it would otherwise. Oh well. Yuri looks strangely unhappy with this for some reason. Well, leaving you with something less than you started with. Yes, that's it exactly. All the heat and moisture and moving groups of things from one container to another, there should be something awesome at the end of it. And clean clothes are good, just not awesome. And then throw in that you often lose a piece or two and just, Did you write this poem because of anything specifically laundry related that happened to you recently? Oh, right, that's, yeah, forgot this. This is the, yeah, because this is halfway through the same episode we played last week, which started with one of Natsuki's socks being on Yuri's side of the room somehow for some reason, and causing some tension. Anyway, yeah, marital strife, yeah. Oh dear, is Yuri still troubled by that? Like, I know in last week's stream, it led to Yuri's self-harm episode, which was extra concerning and unsettling for the fact that she did it in front of Natsuki, which is like, you'd think having the company of others, specifically the company of someone you care about telling you not to do it, would act as incentive to not do it. It just, I don't know, it had the same kind of energy as Sayori like lobotomizing her friends while they were begging her not to do it. You know, it's like, it's hard to describe the feeling of it. It's like you know, like I keep saying that people who do these sorts of things are typically trying to find reasons to talk themselves out of doing it, and it's like, here you have an opportunity to talk yourself out of it right now, and you're still going through with it. As it speaks to a bigger problem, I guess. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, I suppose. Anyway, moving on. Laundry lid that happened to you recently? No, nothing like that. This was just generic laundry problems. I assume there's some interesting Natsuki laundry horror story there. Nope, my laundry has been very uneventful, normal even. Although Natsuki looks incredibly suspicious, I assure you that the underlying incident is incredibly prosaic. Nothing terribly interesting. I was just curious, is all. Shall I conclude for us now? Handle with care. While a book rests on a shelf, nestled vertically amongst its fellows, 3 ways there are to take it out. First, 1 or 2 fingers along the head, the solid block of paper at the top, just where it meets the headband. Gentle downward pressure at an angle until the book tilts gently, protruding like a bird looking around a corner. But that can bend the spine and stain the tops of pages as you run your hand along them. Second, to slide your fingers pincer-like between the book and its neighbors, pulling it out without tilting your hand. Pulling it out without tilting your hand a claw. I don't know. It might, if you're. I mean, for me, it's like it's the first method, because this one depends on there being space between the books. Oh well. Anyway, but that can scuff the bottom as you drag it along the shelf when you move the book often. So first you must pincer the book and lift it up so slightly in elevator and support the bottom cover with the offhand. Then only do you slide it out, pulling with one hand, guiding with the other, as gentle as you would anything else precious. Yeah. This feels unusually mundane for description for Yuri. Although, I mean, you could also take it as a metaphor for other things that need to be handled with care, like maybe her relationship with Natsuki. Anyway, moving on. That is some severe OCD levels of caretaking for picking up books, babe. It's incredibly adorable, and I love you a lot. I was gonna say, like, I mean, Natsuki has expressed concern for the handling of her manga too, so I would hope that she would respect the care for books. Anyway, it is sometimes hard for me to understand what you see in me, but thank you, beloved. The girlfriend comparably to loving books. Yeah. I didn't know that books had anatomy words like headband and head. I guess I knew about spine before. I mean, yeah. But I'd never heard the other words. Yes, every part of a book has its name. The top, including the block of paper when closed, is the head, and the other side is the tail. Is that so? I can't say I've ever heard those parts of the books referred to before. The front edge of the paper is the foredge, and so forth. I see. I'm glad to have learned that. Some pleasingly literary information from the Literature Club. I like the timescope of this one. Everybody else wrote about stuff that takes a while. Sayu's about sleep, Natsuki's about laundry, Monika's is about taking out trash, and mine's about wearing a tie. All stuff takes a while, but yours is about this very short moment in time, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. I really like the way it focuses in on the detail of that moment. Plus, it's always a good day whenever I understand exactly what Yuri is talking about. Yeah, that's what I meant. But when I meant when I used the word mundane, by the way, like you're describing a mundane activity of pulling a book off a shelf, like something easily understandable and not her usual, Yuri's usual, you know. What word do I even use to describe it? Her usual metaphorical style, I suppose. Anyway, moving on. I really feel like I get this poem. Yeah. What I like most is the feeling of care that goes into it. It's really obvious that Yuri loves books a lot. Locatiousness, there you go. Perfect word for it. I think it's super cute how she treats them like precious objects. They are precious objects. Yeah, I agree. I don't do a very good job treating them like it, though. Well, hopefully my poem can provide a guide on how to do so when removing them from shelves. Thanks for the lovely feedback, everyone. Alright, well if that's all the poems, let's get set up for emails. Am I centered, MC? Yes, you're fine. Oh yeah, that's right, MC is still president at the moment. I'd already forgotten. It's awkward when there's a week in the middle of an episode, I suppose. Anyway. Don't forget that you can email us at questions at lit.club.pres.monica@gmail.com. Every week we take some time to answer a few viewer questions we get via email. Just give me and Sayuri a minute to set up and we'll be right back with you. Different background shading. We're all set up now. Guess I'll do the honors since I rarely get to be president during these. Let's see the first one, bud. Do any of you not remember anything you've written in the past, like poems in your case? This might be my last email, just for playing the game less and doing more in my life. Don't worry about a darker reason or anything, lol. But I just wanted to say I feel a little bad for previous emails and the weird fact I barely even remember them, like they were so long ago to me, despite only being like 2 years at most. I know that emails were definitely me, but after time passes I don't remember writing or saying the things I did. I feel like a different person in a way too. Admittedly, I really got into DDLC in a more lonely time in my life, graduating high school right as COVID hit us as well. But now I have found people, not IRL, but even just online doing game nights and stuff, and it's helped my confidence a bit too. Has anybody else experienced this odd feeling of repression, I guess it would be, or making things feel longer than they were and changing a lot? I know now I'll most likely feel the same seeing this one again. It says always different in the moment. I've heard of people who said they forgot or regret writing fan fiction in middle school or YouTube comments or something, and now the same feeling happened to me again. But it's crazy to think of how our human brains work and change so much. Sorry if this doesn't make sense, but I felt a bit of regret for saying dark things in the past I don't even remember, because it was a time of self-discovery, but you did indirectly help me, and I hope everyone in the club and the people behind it all continue well for making me my favorite mod I've done. Cool. Hey, character development. IRL character development of a sort. But yeah, I mean, high school is frequently a period of people discovering their own identities, figuring out what they want to be like in a person. It's okay, we're all cringe. Yeah, exactly. Regret writing fan fiction. I didn't actually write any. Didn't really write any fan fiction in at that age. I suppose maybe it's not exactly true. Now that I think about it, I remember making some StarCraft mods which had dialogue, and that's fan fiction of a sort, I suppose. It's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, fanfiction wasn't really my thing until I got into DDLC modding, and I guess I just discovered I liked writing fiction from that. Anyway, moving on. Kind of a long one. Give us a second to read it. I mean, I do forget sometimes about writing particular things or doing particular stuff from long ago. Not sure if that's quite what's going on with you, though. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. Like, are you saying you actually forgot writing them, or it's just I don't know. Like I mean, or like forgot them because so much time has passed, or forgot them because there's some, I don't know, some medical reason for forgetting or something, or mental health thing, some reason. Anyway, moving on. It's a little different for us since we sort of have a perfect archive of everything we've ever done or said, at least what we've done and said while you're here. I certainly don't tend to forget many of the poems I write. I definitely forget some of mine, but I'm more forgetful in general, I think. Plus, my therapist says that sometimes having problems like I do disrupts the functioning of your memory. Yep. Yeah, depression can do that. Maybe something like that's going on with you? I don't know if you have any problem like mine, though. I would suggest that if the memory issues seem normal to you, not to worry too much about it. We are all constantly changing into different versions of ourselves. Reacting to the work of a past self with non-recognition or even revulsion is fairly normal. Past cringe. We all know it well. Yes. So do not worry too much. But if it is to an extent that troubles you, perhaps see a doctor. And do not try to guess. Such would be my advice. Yeah. I'm reminded of there were a couple of stretches of time when I was taking antidepressants, medication for my depression, and I noticed that caused memory lapses. Like my memory is usually like very sharp. Frankly, I remember more than I'd like to. But I remember a lot of things I'd rather forget, to be honest. But yeah, there something about taking the antidepressants frequently gave me moments when I would go into a room to do a task and find that it was already done, and I had no memory of doing it, even though I'm like the only one in my apartment here, so I was the only one that could have done it, and that went away when I went off the antidepressants. So yeah, that was a side effect I didn't particularly like. It was very disconcerting. Yeah, I don't know if this is a reflection of that, of was that sort of thing, but I don't know, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, funnily enough, my doctor who prescribed the medication said that wasn't a usual side effect of that, but I'm kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. It happened. Like, it happened when I was on the medication and stopped happening when I went off the medication. So yeah, I don't know. It could just be that the medication calmed my anxiety and just lessened my awareness of what's going on. You know, so I'm just doing things on autopilot without thinking of them. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Such would be my advice. Beloved, do you have anything else to add? Nope. Let's bring on the next one then. Your player enters the world and ends up at the residential area. Would you be able to tell anyone new has come up in the simulation, let alone the user? I'm guessing it would seem. I mean, judging by MC's comments in the last episode, he made the comment that some things feel different as the present, but he couldn't put his finger on exactly what. And he alluded to new people showing up, like Ayami and Ryan and Kagami. So that suggests that, okay, that I mean, I would expect that only the president would have any awareness at all, and it seems like it's only a vague awareness. Anyway, moving on. I think this one's probably meant for Monika. I guess it depends on a few things I don't know about the hypothetical. If they get a .chr file, I'd definitely know. I'd notice that even if I wasn't paying any attention at all. This is all assuming I'm the club president at the moment, of course. If I wasn't, I wouldn't know anything. Even if you bumped into me on the street, I'd just assume you were a normal person if I weren't the president. Now, if I was, and you didn't have a character file, it all depends. Was the camera on you when you entered our world? I would probably notice that. If it wasn't, does the camera linger on you at all? Is the fact that you came from the real world causing any unusual system issues? If so, I'd probably know. But if not, I'd really have no way of knowing about you. You'd just be another character in the simulation. You'd have to come find me and tell me you were from the real world. Even then, I'd have to consider if that were really true. After all, 5 people other than me know about the real world, and it's possible they could get someone to prank me. Wow, not even I would do that. Besides being mean, it seems sort of irresponsible. I think that's. Should there be a comma there? I think sorry, I tripped over it because besides being mean, it seems sort of irresponsible. Besides being mean, it seems sort of irresponsible. Yeah, it would be irresponsible. We really need to keep the truth of our existence a secret. We especially shouldn't break our cover for the sake of a prank. But anyway, if you weren't a .chr file person and I didn't see you otherwise, yeah, you'd have to come find me. I'd probably believe you, especially if you knew a bunch of stuff about our game. It would be awfully nice to talk to you about it and not through a menu. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. Sayuri, if you would. Right away, handsome man. Hello, this is Robbie. I read some other emails of you reviewing poetry and figured you could review this one. I wrote this one on a whim when I tried to write something down to remember it. Then my mind wandered, which led me to making this poem. Hope you enjoy it and let me know what you think of it. Is that Robbie from Club Meetings Discord? I've seen him around that server. Anyway, time for a poem review. Looks like this one has 2 parts. See the first one. Dreams. I believe is that Robbie? Yeah. Dreams, they're magical, aren't they? A place to escape to. Dreams where nothing can hurt you. In this home away from home. Dreams can be so fun when everything gets too tough. Are wonderfully easy. It has to be easier than living. Dreams are always happy, the best parts of life. Dreams are all that's left in this void we call life. Everyone finished reading? Looks like everyone is. Last part. Dreams, and once they're gone, there'll be nothing left. Dreams, I wish I could stay within them forevermore. Dreams, there has to be a way to stay within these dreams. Dreams, I found the way to stay in the best part of life. Dreams, and after this, I'll be able to stay within them forevermore. Well, that sounds kind of dark. I don't know what to say. It sounds kind of dark. It sounds like it's about death. That's what it feels like, anyway. Anyway, and if everyone's finished reading it, the author would want to know what we think of it. It kind of seems like a suicide poem. I would know. I'm gonna assume you aren't in any immediate danger, though. I know how annoying it can be when people don't assume that. I merely get your idea and the terrible bittersweet feeling of it, and that's good. It's a well-made poem. If I had to provide a critique, I would maybe be tighter about rhymes and meter. It can really add a sense of impact to a poem like this. It doesn't work for everyone. Yuri poems are usually better without that stuff because they're more prosy. But this poem feels like it wants to have structure. Try it and see how you like it. I like the device of starting every line with dreams, but when you use a device like that, consider it carefully. Some of the lines don't really make use of the dreams that they start with. Yeah. Like for instance, you have here at the end, dreams, and after this, I'll be able to stay within them, which is a perfectly fine line, but the dreams might as well not be there for all they contribute, you see? It's just there to stay consistent with prior lines. If I were to write a poem that started every line with dreams, I'd make them all track that word very carefully. Of course, I'm somewhat overly detail-oriented about the meaning of every word in my poems, but I think it adds a lot of prosody? 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 What is this word? Patterns of rhythm and sound used in poetry? Okay. I don't think I've seen that word before. Use prosody to mean the unity of a work? Okay. Theory side and stressed intentionally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. How will elements of it contribute to its main theme? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it adds a lot of prosody. I do like the resonance of the word dreams recurring. Was there a focus mismatch there, or maybe it was my imagination? I'm trying to keep an eye on Z orders every line change. That's why I'm having a hesitation in between each line. But anyway, moving on. My favorite line is the one that says, "Dreams, there has to be a way to stay within these dreams." Sounds appropriately desperate. Yeah, that feeling does come across. Yeah, like Sayuri said, I totally get the poem. They did a fantastic job getting across the feeling of it. As the others note, I do not feel quite so bound by formalism in poetry, but I do agree that if you're going to use a device such as the one you are using, you should commit to it. Commit to the... Never mind. It must be fully integrated and indeed add meaning. With that said, I think the poem is quite nice. Somewhat depressing, of course, but as the others note, it comes across quite well. It is kind of a downer. If I wanted to hit someone with the "I don't want to be awake anymore" thing, I'd probably save it until the end. Yeah. Makes sense. Probably make him think it was about some happier topic until at the end I do the reveal. I mean, that's Natsuki's style to have some kind of stinger at the end which upends the meaning. Anyway. But this is Violet too. It kind of lets you see it coming the whole time. It gives you the kind of a slow singing feeling, which is good if that's what you're going for. Solid poem, I'd say. Hope it helps. Let's bring up a new one. Yo, what's up? This is a question for everybody what would you all rate each other out of 10? Rate each other? Wasn't there a comment earlier about, I guess it was the last episode, a comment earlier about trying to rate human beings? Are we rating their appearance or what? Or just characters in general? Anyway, moving on. Oh man, what do we think of this one? I guess it means all of us plus Miss Ida and Ria, or at least that's probably what we should limit it to. We could also just pass on this one, or ... question mark. Maybe let's answer them privately one by one so the others don't hear. If that's okay, I'm fine with me. Same. I have no objections. Well, you all go ahead, but I think I don't want to answer this. I don't like to reduce women to numbers. Yeah. That's, the safe answer, MC. That's part of MC's character development. He's commented on this before. Like he sometimes has to be careful how he behaves and what he says because he's very conscious of being the only man in the room with 4 other women, and sometimes 5 other women when Masita is there. Plus, it's also been suggested that Sayori has some jealousy issues, and he does, as it gives him extra reason to not want to be rating women in front of Sayori. So it's like doubly uncomfortable for him. Maybe triply. I don't know. Moving on. Especially not Sayori, who is perfect. MC dodging a bullet here for sure. Oh yeah. Very actively dodging it. He's actively getting out from in front of the gun, so to speak. Wouldn't that make her a 10? She's way better than a 10. Alright, get out of the way, son. Enough of this heteronormative schmaltz. It's time for sapphic schmaltz. Fantastic. If the rest of you would, go where you can't hear me. But I want to hear your sapphic schmaltz. Later. Okay, here I'll go on. First, don't be shocked by any of these. My grading scale is harsher than you might be used to. Like, if you're a 6, you are a good-looking person, because you are higher than 5. Anyway, speaking of 6, Ria comes in as like a solid 6.5. She's absolutely adorable, everyone knows it. Not higher, but not lower. Sayori's about a 7, she's also adorable in a scuff her hair up kind of way. She could bring it up if she put some more effort into her appearance. Me, I talk a lot of shit, but really I'm a 5.5 or 6 generously. I'm just okay looking, really not ugly or anything, but definitely way less attractive than everyone else in the club. Oh man. Natsuki being so hard on herself here. I mean, I guess that tracks with her, general personality. Like she is someone who, as much as she has this gruff exterior and is abrasive to people a lot, she does have a lot of insecurities. Anyway. That's not me being down on myself, by the way, it's just facts. Miss Ida is also at about a 7, but in a different way from Sayori. More of a mature woman thing going on, I'm sure you understand. You're still engaging with literature club content after all, so there's like a 65% chance you're a degenerate of some kind. Oh, great. Anyway, that brings us to Monika. Okay, I mean, setting aside the problematic use of the word degenerate, being personally attacked by Nat, yeah. Engaging with literature club content. What is it? The literature club aspect of it, which would promote the probability of people being a quote unquote degenerate, or I would have thought maybe the pseudo dating sim aspect of it would lend itself more to that. Helps if you realize that she means degenerate as a compliment. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's historically the reason. Yeah. The reason I'm being cagey about the use of the word degenerate is historically it has been a Nazi coded word. They the Nazis looked down on anyone anyone who had any kind of certainly anyone who was like gender non-conforming, for example, they would call them degenerates or so on. Just takes one to know one. Yeah, I know it's it can also be reclaimed to be used as a compliment for sure. I'm not saying it's I don't think Natsuki would use it in that particular historical context. See what? I don't think Vasita saw it. Your nose said you did. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Anyway, that brings us to Monika. Monika's definitely a step up, more like an 8. Other people would probably rank her higher. I don't know. Maybe she's just not my type. But she's obviously very conventionally attractive. Most people would probably have her pretty far up there. MC is a 9. Like the little hesitation. It's just after having to qualify her ranking of Monika, that she just jumps in. And hey, if MC's present right now, can he hear this? Yeah, I don't know. This does seem to tie in with that one conversation between MC and Natsuki that occurred in the extras of season 3, which I said was a very interesting conversation. Like, does Natsuki still have some lingering feelings there? Interesting. Anyway. I know, you probably think I'm weird for it. I don't know, it's just something about him. He's not like a normal handsome like Kenzo is, I guess. He's just so cute in like a scrunkly way, Maximum Scrumble Bob. That is an amazing word. If you told me the word scrunkly or scrumble bop out of context, I would not know what you mean, but like, there are just enough context clues. I kind of like know exactly what she means. Anyway, if you don't know what that means, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that brings me to Yuri. I probably don't even need to say it, but like, dude, holy F, have you seen her? Holy F, she's obviously a 10. She's the 10est 10 there is. And I'm not just saying that because she's my girlfriend. I always thought that about her, even if I didn't always admit it. But that's why I went out and got her, But why you went out? I mean, Yuri was the one that made the first move there. Oh well. Beauty of these words is how easy they are to understand. Yeah, they're kind of onomatopoeic. If that works here. Is it probably more attractive in a himbo way at least? At that, yeah. Kenzo definitely has that himbo energy for sure. Natsuki got her, man. Yeah, it's much normal, handsome. She lured her into confessing first. Obviously. That was like all went according to plan or something. And my headphone cord is caught on the wheel of the chair. I don't know. Someday someone needs to build. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. Someone needs to build a wheelchair which doesn't have like headphone cord magnets in the wheels. Anyway. So you can't have her. She's mine. Go find a different anime waifu nerd. Anyway, on that note, let's bring in someone else. Hey, you. Get in here. Get in there. Alright. This is a little awkward. MC is a 6, fairly average looking boy, but fairly cute. Ria is also somewhere around a 6. Don't tell Natsuki I said it, but she's about a 5, I think. Thoroughly average in looks, though her personality is anything but. Miss Ida is probably somewhere around an 8. Oh, interesting. She's really attractive. She should really be attracting guys left and right. Although, on second thought, maybe she is and just doesn't hold onto them for some reason. Really, I'd say Yuri and Sayuri are also 8s. Very differently to each other. Yuri obviously has an amazing figure and absolutely gorgeous face, not to mention her lovely hair. Sayuri is pretty too, and the way she is contributes a lot to how you perceive her also. Sorry, you couldn't resist the animal magnetism. By animal, I mean feral, possibly rabid. Known thing for raccoon-like things. Yes, there you go. Yeah. Oh, interesting that. Monika ranking Sayuri so high, I guess. Anyway, moving on. It's hard for me to explain, although I have a feeling you understand. Alright, someone else's turn. Wow, that was fast. I prefer to think of it as efficient. Who's next? You go, Sayuri. Not reaching in through a doggy door to steal a plastic mat at 2 a.m. The feral aspect. Anyway, here you go, Sayuri. Okay, this is easy. Everyone but one person is a 10. Natsuki's a 10. She's adorable and she's really cute no matter what she says. And she has great fashion sense. Monika is also a 10. She's so pretty and she's so strong and athletic and I love her bow and her eyes just go right through you. Yuri is definitely a 10. She's so classy and elegant and well endowed. Ria is an obvious 10. She's just so smiley and happy and a beam of sunshine. No people say that about me too, but it feels more true with her. Miss Ada is totally a 10. I love her blonde hair. Her face is so stunning. She makes you feel like she'd take really good care of you. Some guy is going to be very lucky. Anyway, that brings me to the only non-10. MC is like a 20, a 100, infinity. MC breaks the scale entirely. It's extremely hard for me to talk about how hot MC is, without embarrassing myself anyway, or saying things I probably shouldn't. So, yeah, he's past a 10. Okay, bye. She didn't mention herself. Yeah, I do like the fake out there. It does sort of lead you to think that she's going to talk about herself in self-deprecating ways and say that she's less than the only one who's less than a 10. But yeah, good subversion there. Your turn, Yuri. Indeed. MC is a 4. Do not misunderstand. He is a wonderful person, and I am very grateful for his presence always. I simply do not understand him well. Maybe down to the difference between the male and female mind, I'm not sure, but I find him difficult to relate to on occasion, although I do feel comfortable in his presence. Yeah, is it, It's, yeah, I don't know, rather curious take from Yuri. I don't know, I mean, I mean, like, I'm thinking back to the way, to the interactions between Yuri and MC in the original game. Certainly the way that I wrote Yuri's impressions of MC in the way I wrote it in Doki Doki Storm. Yuri definitely has a high, maybe overly inflated opinion of MC. But it's interesting in this set. Because I mean, the club meetings versions of the characters are very distinct from their counterparts in the original game. As much as they're based on them, like you know, I've commented on a bunch of times about how MC's had character development growing into his own person, and Yuri is definitely, like it. Like club meetings, Yuri, the character as is expressed doesn't lean into the shyness as well as much as the original game does. Like it's she just I don't know, her character development has just gone a different direction, I guess. Notice for the scene where Yuri must not discuss anything actually relating to someone's appearance. Yeah. Yeah. No, that does come across. It's interesting. I find him difficult to relate to. Is he really that hard for Yuri to relate to? I mean, I'm thinking about all the ways he's expressed himself, particularly in the poetry, where he's his poems frequently center around his own development and finding his own identity, and you know, finding out how to express himself as a newly found person. I don't know. I don't know why you would find that hard to relate to. I mean, surely Yuri is also on some level like finding herself and so on. I don't know. Yeah. CM MC stands 0 chance with CM Yuri outside the vanilla game. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not for the forced affection. Yuri would be like, this dude is a weird little guy in Yuri speak. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about standing a chance with them. I mean, like if we're talking about like romantic chemistry, then I can say that yeah, I'm not feeling that kind of connection between club meetings Yuri and club meetings MC, for sure. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna move on. Sairi and Ria are both at about a 6. So she finds Sairi and Ria both more relatable than MC. This is I find this rather curious. I would have thought that Yuri would be able to relate more to MC's struggle to find identity for himself. Anyway, they are both very positive people, very energetic. Sairi, of course, sometimes has that positivity as a mere veneer, but it is usually genuine. I wonder if Ria is also hiding insecurity or worse. Hmm. Perhaps we should ask. No, that is probably unwise. It would be unwelcome. Unless it were a crisis. But no, I am overthinking it as usual. I was just gonna say, yeah. But what was I talking about? Right. We were speaking of numbers, weren't we? Monika is about a 7. She and I have much in common. We both value knowledge greatly. Like, yeah, that comes across, I think. But there's an aspect of Monika's personality which is alien to me. I do not speak of what she did during the base game, although that had its part to play. But even without those events, Monika's mind can be very much like a machine. More than it actually is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that tracks. There is a part of her cold and metal, like an always ticking clock. Yeah, that comes across. It is interesting, but unknown to me, and unknowable. So therefore, although I relate to her greatly, she does not go higher than a 7. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, Yuri's using the word relate a lot about, talking about how her ability to relate to people. Um, yeah, and I mean, Yuri is very conscious of the fact that her way of thinking and perceiving things is different from most people. Um, so I can understand that she would find Monika relatable, and that Monika's way of perceiving things is very different. Well, I know where this is going. Hmm? Anyway, moving on. Miss Ida is an 8. Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that tracks. We did comment earlier that Miss Ida and Yuri seem to relate. And what is going on here? We got a bot in chat. Just hit ban on that. Okay, maybe I guess you didn't see the bot because it says restricted. Everyone, Yuri's hot as fire. Gnats? You're irrelevant. Anyway, Miss Ida is an 8. Of everyone I have ever met, I feel the great similarity with her, although we have many differences. But hers is a grand and beautiful mind. I admire it immensely. But it, too, is different in a way. It is difficult to describe how. There is a certain exuberance to Miss Ida that makes her quite different from me. Oh yeah, instantly there's an ad break coming up in 1 minute and 40 seconds, so I'll pause when it comes on. Anyway, not that I'm never exuberant, just exuberant in my own way. Like I said, it's hard to describe where the break is between our personalities, but there is one. And then there's Natsuki, who is, of course, a 10. This may be confusing since she is most different to me of all, and yet I feel I understand her so completely. And she, me. We are so different that it makes the one easily perceived and understood by the other, like stark black against white. She is different in a way that is enthralling, exciting, and feels like it sparks life within me. And you may well ask, but then, once you explore all there is to know about her, will it not render her less interesting? And no, it would not. Each time I come back to some piece of her I know already, it is lovely and reassuring. Aw. Like seeing the familiar streetlight near your home. In any event, I don't think I'll ever know everything there is to know about Natsuki. She is marvelous and complex and ever-changing. She is the most interesting and lovely person I've ever known. And thus, a 10. I will go fetch the others. Oh, hey. Did you rate me a 10? Of course I did. Hell yeah. Alright, let's head back in. Do we have any more emails today? Yeah, a couple. Let's bring up the next one. Yeah, 12 seconds till ad break. Seems probably a good time to just take the break and, oh yeah, I just remembered. I put up the generic BRB sign before, but I forgot. I have, wink, I have this one too. There you go. I'll just put that up here. So you can read the email one way. I will be right back. And I'm back again. There it is. Yeah, there's a delay before the like the countdown shows. I never know exactly when the ad break is going to start. Like there's a countdown to approximately when it starts, and then there's several seconds elapse, and the number of seconds seems to vary. Anyway, moving right along. Next email. Hey guys, I'm writing this after I finished the Season 3 collection. Glad to see you guys are enjoying yourselves. I just wanted to ask some more questions after seeing mine answered in a bunch of emails you all read. To answer MC's... Wait, hold on. Is this mine? Hold on. This might be my email here. Because I did send an email after finishing the Season 3 collection, and I answered... And I answered the questions because MC and Yuri asked questions of the audience for us to. Oh, I guess that's what the there it is message was about then. I thought you were referring to the ad break. Anyway, to answer MC's question from when he asked us players, why are you still playing? My reason is a pretty simple one. This game is a comfort game for me, kind of ironic considering this game was a horror game before it became the world that you all live in now. A couple of years ago, I was going through... Okay, this is not sounding like mine then now. Going through one of the toughest times of my life so far and was left terribly depressed as a result, but then I came across this game and its fan-made stories, mods. Long story short, this game a way for me to cope with my life until I became strong enough to deal with my personal problems. I'm doing pretty well these days, but like Sairi, do tend to get depressed every now and then, but that's something I'll have to live with. Yeah, this definitely isn't my email. When it started with addressing MC's question, I thought briefly that it was mine. And oh wow, hey, Brandon Glovich raiding in. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much for the raid, Brandon. Hey, Brandon Raid sent you all the vibes. Very cool, very cool. Welcome in, numerous mind prisoner. How was your stream, Brandon? Thank you very much for the raid. I'm welcome, Raiders. I'm Tarmuse. I'm a variety gaming streamer. Wasn't sorry. I'm just a little frazzled. I wasn't expecting you to raid. That's very cool. Let me just hold on. Let me just do a thing here. Let's just mute this for a second, and I can shout out Brandon. There you go. My channel has a feature which shows a clip from the channel, which I try to use whenever I remember to do it. There you have it. Yeah, go follow Brent. He's cool. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there, but he's so baby. Yeah. But how was your stream? I mean, if you need to raid and run, by all means do so. But I'd be glad to hear what were you up to? You were playing the new Pokemon game, right. Everyone's playing that now. How is it? I confess I'm not like super into Pokemon, but yeah, I am aware that there's a new Pokemon game that everyone's playing. Team is chill, playing new Pokemon, like a lot. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, today, as for me, I'm playing a mod. It's a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. I dare say a very well written, well made mod. It's actually the creator of the mod is in chat here. Crazy Kaylee is the one who made it. Yeah, how do I describe this? I don't know how familiar you are with Doki Doki Literature Club, but this basically, you got to run, okay, but to host a movie and get some dinner, but I'll be looking to enjoy them. Very cool, very cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, have a good one. This is a mod which it takes place after the main game of Doki Doki Literature Club. Which, I mean, if you're not familiar with it, then oh man, what can I even say about it? It is a psychological horror game, which is dressed up to look like a cutesy dating simulator that centers around a high school literature club. Um, this mod sort of takes away from it moves away from the horror elements and turns it into a sort of a slice of life kind of deal. But it has a lot of fourth wall breaking. All the characters are aware that they're in a game, and there's this mod has gotten a big enough following. There's actually they have a section of the mod because this mod is being released episodically, and every episode they take emails from the general public. So that's where we are right now. If I'm totally honest, it's the email section is the part of the mod which kind of drags a bit, but it still has some character building moments in it and stuff, so it's still still interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading the email. Where was I? I was halfway through this. For Yuri's question, I didn't really feel weirded out when you were president, but I'm glad that you're giving your girlfriend more attention than us players. Haha, please don't destroy us, Natsuki. We didn't have a choice in the matter. But what's more weird to me is the fact that I'm playing a modified version of a horror visual novel that came out over 6 years ago. I'm not complaining though. Seeing what you guys get up to has been pretty enjoyable. Anyways, on to my questions. This person answered some of the questions we asked earlier on. I'll start. I totally understand it being a comfort game. I have tons of those myself. And comfort stories and anime and manga, I completely get it. It's weird to be that for you, but I get it. Hopefully we can get you through those dark times, brother. Yuri, they answered your question about whether you weirded them out. Yes, I see. I am grateful for your reassurance. Natsuki certainly deserves the lion's share of my attention. Correct. I would not be too alarmed by playing a modded 6-year-old visual novel. I think it's lovely that we continue to thrive, and that from your perspective, our story continues to be told. To me, that seems quite natural. Now let's see about the rest of these questions you have. For everyone, I graduated from high school this year and decided to go to college early next year. Only problem is that it's in a city. I live in a very small town in northern Canada, and moving to a place where I know absolutely no one is a bit daunting, so I was wondering if you guys could give me some tips on city life. Canada, you say? Hey, it just so happens I live there too. Oh, city living. Yeah, it's hard to say what you need to know since I've never really lived in the country. It's probably pretty intimidating at first because it's so big and there are so many people. I guess I'd say just focus on the small area where you live and get to know just that area first. Know the places you need to know to get to class and stuff. Yeah, we were lucky because our college is just a few kilometers from our school. We already knew the city. But what MC says makes a lot of sense. Just learn a small area first and work out from there. You don't have to get to know everyone at once. Try to build a couple of friendly relationships with the people near you, like your classmates or hallmates or roommates or something. If only we need a Canadian who could help. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're giving good advice so far. I mean, getting to know your area and stuff. Like, what can I say? I've only ever lived in the city, so. I mean, I have moved a few times over the years, and yeah, like that's the really important thing in settling in is just exploring the neighborhood, figuring out where like shopping opportunities, like grocery shopping, for instance. Yeah. Anyway. Try to build a couple of friendly relationships with the people near you, like your classmates, friends, roommates, or something. Oh, I read that. I guess don't try too hard to turn them into full friends, but just be friendly at first. I don't know though. I've never lived in the country either. I don't know that any of us have. Miss Ida could probably answer this question better if she were here. Does Miss Ida live in the country? Hey, is that a non-Bayori reference there, Dev? I need to pick up that show at some point. Of course it is. I watched the first season of Non Bayori, and I never got back to it. There were 3 seasons to be had, I believe. I need to find out if they're still on there, for that matter. I think think High Dive still has them. Non-binary being an anime about a bunch of people living in the country, one of whom questions if they're living in the country. Yeah, yeah. The references to Miss Ida make me wonder. I feel like I should send in another email asking Miss Ida some questions. She hasn't gotten a lot of attention lately. Anyway, I mean, I know she lives kind of outside the city, but does it really count as the country? I would say so. It's very, very rural, even though it's not actually quite that far as the crow flies from where we are. As the crow flies. I would echo what Sairi and MC said. It is just like any other overwhelming task. It becomes more manageable when you divide it up into small portions. Focus on one thing at a time, like finding the best nearby grocery store, or establishing rapport with a reliable classmate who will relay assignments in exchange for you doing the same. It will probably help if you join an organization or activity with regularly scheduled meetings of people. That will help you build relationships even if you're not normally social. I obviously speak with some experience. I don't really have anything to add to all that, Monika. And don't forget to take advantage of all the perks of city living. Get out there and have new experiences. Go out and eat at a restaurant that's open nearby at 2 a.m. Check out the nightlife. Just walk around the downtown area and see what's interesting to you. I love cities. They have so many wonderful things in them in such a small area. So my advice would be to get out there and see what there is to offer. All right, let's keep it moving. For MC, best girl in my opinion. I'm glad we both agree that Sumire is best girl. Honestly, the third semester of her social link is so freaking adorable. It's tragic that she doesn't become a party member until very late into the game. I believe that's a Persona reference, isn't it? I'm only aware of the name Sumire because from watching Coder play Persona 5 Royal, and in that case, talking about Sumire's identity is a bit of a spoiler because it's a late game thing. But anyway, I remember that you once said you played Deep Rock Galactic. You've been playing any more since then, and who's your main? I myself have been addicted to playing Driller lately. I've only been playing for around a year. Since then, I've been hooked. The gameplay is so good and the co-op is great. Well, since you're into management games, have you ever tried Frostpunk? It's honestly one of the most goated games I've ever played, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. There's also a sequel coming out for it soon, and needless to say, I'm pretty hyped for it to come out. Yeah, and yeah, emails like this. This is where I've already complained about it in the past, but I just wanted to. This is case in point moment here. These are the moments where I feel like the momentum of the mod drags in these emails, and it's not dev's fault. It's not like I understand why it's in there. I get that the email sections for the people who sent the emails in, seeing their email actually included in the mod is amazing and very cool, and it feels like you're actually interacting with the characters and stuff. But like this is referring to 3 different specific intellectual properties, and if you are familiar with those, great. But majority of the audience is going to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You just went for 3 paragraphs about things I cannot relate to. Like me, like I'm only vaguely familiar with the Persona franchise. I'll be honest, I've never heard of Deep Rock Galactic and Frostpunk. I mean, I'm aware it exists, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm reading it. I'm like, it's hard to stay engaged with it. Oh well, moving right along. I mean, I'm gonna keep reading them anyway, but whatever. 3 questions here. Well, the first one isn't really a question. It's probably pretty obvious why I like Sumire. She reminds me of someone else I know I really like. I actually haven't been playing a lot of Deep Rock lately, even though I absolutely love it. Play all the classes pretty equally, but I tend to play Scout and Engineer most often. But yeah, I've been doing Helldivers 2 instead of Deep Rock actually, and I never thought I'd say this, but I actually think it beats out Deep Rock for me as a PvE shooter. It's really good. Yeah, I have played Frostpunk, although I keep starting it and then not getting very far into it. I'm not sure why. Like, it's a city builder, but it's very unforgiving. This is just me having a skill issue, but it feels like there's basically only one right way to play it, and I don't quite know what the right strategy is. I'm not dumb, I promise. I play some pretty tough strategy games, but so far I have not mastered Frostpunk. Not done trying yet, though. Now let's hand it over to all the other girls, whether or not I'm the best girl. For Natsuki, since I'll be leaving my town soon, I thought it would be a good time to pick up some new hobbies. Baking is something I always had an interest in, so I thought I'd ask if you have any tips for baking bread and making icing for cakes. I had a bit of trouble making both in the past, so also any recipes that I should challenge myself with eventually. I still appreciate your godlike humor, by the way. Baking bread and baking cakes, huh? Bread isn't too difficult, but it can be tricky at first. The main tip I'd give is to take your time. Don't rush it. Especially when it comes to proofing dough, let it sit and be patient. There are a lot of ways to go wrong, but rushing it is the easiest one. Or at least it was for me. Anyway, other than that, just follow directions very, very carefully. Not much more to say than that without doing a whole bread recipe. And the time hath not yet come for Baking with Natsuki 3. For icing, I'm going to give you the two things that scared me up the most when I was first trying to do icing on cakes. First of all, do not overbeat the icing. It is really easy to do so. If you overbeat, you'll get too much air in there, and then it won't spread as smoothly. And it'll have a bunch of visible air pockets when you spread it, and it'll be more work to smooth it out. Gigantic pain in the ass. Second tip is to make sure the underlying cake is cold when you spread icing on it. It helps to put it in the fridge or something. Makes it a little harder, which makes it a better canvas to paint your icing on. If it's room temperature or worse, warm, it's like trying to paint on a sponge. Like you can do it, technically, but it's just so much harder. Chill out the cake before you ice it. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Good luck, bud. For Yuri, how do you deal with anxiety that comes up when meeting new people? Since I live in a small town where everyone basically knows each other, you could imagine that I don't really have many opportunities to meet new people. Any advice is appreciated, smiley face. Thanks for answering my questions again. Hope you guys have a good time in college. Jake. For me, yeah, it's the last section of this one. It's difficult, to be sure. I generally try to resort to formality and politeness. Yeah. Although I am told that I am too polite and formal, which makes people find me inaccessible. But that is just my personality. Hopefully you're not as anxious about it as I am. Meeting new people is an interchange, a taking of turns to share and learn information. I have observed that people will usually offer some personal knowledge of the topic under discussion, which in turn leads the interlocutor to offer some of their personal knowledge about the anecdote offered by the first person. The interlocutor. Something like, yes, I'm into the history of Okinawa myself. I took a trip there last year, although I loved the American village most of all, unexpectedly. And then the other person will say, ah, the American village, I've never been, but I've heard about it. I love American food myself, so I'd be very interested. And then the first person says, ah, connoisseur of American food, what is your favorite kind? Oh, hamburgers, certainly. Do you like them? Yes, I especially like those with barbecue sauce. And so on. You make it a game where you try to learn as much as you can from the other person while sharing approximately an equal amount about yourself. And you both mutually lead each other into topics you might both be interested to discuss. Does this make sense? My apologies if this seems very basic to you. It is common knowledge for most people, I find. But I do not have quite so much experience with it, and if you are as anxious as I, perhaps it will be helpful. Very normal and your typical conversation here, Yuri. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Like I find the best way to carry on conversations is to ask questions of the other person. Most people like talking about themselves. So, particularly with like extroverted people, so you just ask them about themselves. They'll gladly fill in the conversation. But yeah, and I think my brother once made the suggestion of while that conversation is going on, not just asking questions, but find pick a topic to remember for next time a conversation happens, so you can bring up. So like, oh yeah, what about that? How's that going? Or something like that, I don't know if you need to actually take physical notes about that sort of thing, but I don't know, it's a good idea, I think. Anyway, moving on. Thank you for your query, and good luck on your new adventure. All right, last email for the day coming up. Yeah, so he just, I guess he just had questions for For MC, Natsuki, and Yuri, and not the others? Oh well. Anyway. Alright, last email for the day coming up. Hi everyone, first time asking a question here, even though I've been playing for a while. MC, how have you and Sairi been doing? Anything new? Sairi, how's everyone's favorite little cinnamon bun doing? Beat depression yet? Yuri, any book recommendations you have for me? I'm running out of things to read from my shelf. Natsuki, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Miss Ida, oh, you have a question for Miss Ida? Are you gonna send a text to her or something? Miss Ida, how has the love life been? I hope you find someone to love to. Sorry, hope you find someone to love to. If not, I'll have to. What? Okay, moving on. Monika, if you were able to find an exit out of the world, would you take it? There is a downside though, you'll leave everyone in there and you can't get them out. Sorry for deep question. Everyone, if you ever wanted to be trapped, or I guess willingly trapped in anime, what anime would it be? Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. See ya. And one of those bits with a piece for each of us. Very last one we've already answered, actually, a long while ago. Don't blame me for forgetting. Yuri said non-non-Bayuri. Natsuki said JoJo. Sairi said High School of the Dead. Monika said Kaguya-sama. And I said Steins Gate. The rest of these are pretty new, though, I think. I'll start since the first one is for me. We've been doing great. Honestly, things are not that different, really, other than we are away from our parents and trying to figure out how to live on our own. Since we rely on each other a lot, it means we spend even more time together. A lot of the time we're in my room since I have a single room with no roommate. Wait, really? So they do continue hanging out, excuse the use of the H word, in MC's room. That's interesting information. Wait. Yes, the little emoji. I forgot to pronounce it. I'm not sure how to pronounce that emoji, if I'm honest. Anyway. Naomi's really nice and tolerant, but we don't like to bother her. If she were pissed at you, she probably wouldn't say so, too. Yeah, I get that vibe from her sometimes. So we try to be respectful of her space. Yeah, that lends itself to the comments that Dev made in chat in the previous episode that Ayami is not as fond of the her open relationship as she lets on. Anyway, try to be respectful of her space. But honestly, we also spend a lot of time walking around near the college and seeing what there is to see. Sairi's doing a lot better than she used to, and she has a lot more mental energy than she used to, which is really cool. It's been really nice to see her be able to enjoy stuff more. Not that she's completely cured or anything, but, well, I guess that's a good segue onto the next part of your question. Hi, emailer. I'm doing better, like MC said. Haven't beat depression yet, though. When we were moving in, I really drained myself pretty badly. Plus, with everything being new and different, it really left me pretty wide open. It felt really bad. But I'm doing a lot better right now. In general, I'm feeling better more of the time. I guess I'd say my lows are still just about as low as they've ever been, but my highs are higher, and I can avoid being low more of the time. Does that make sense? Anyway, I've been enjoying it a lot. I try not to worry myself too much about the next time I'm going to feel really bad. Just try to enjoy what I have until the doom comes, you know? Like life. Deeply unsettling, Sairi, thank you. Is it? I thought that was a generally pretty positive sounding message there. That's just how it is. You just have to take that depression in stride day to day. Oh well, anyway. Yeah. Let me see. This question for me. I am disappointed in you, emailer. That you would even ask this question speaks of a troubling lack of knowledge of me and my character as a human. Simulation, whatever, you know what I mean. But anyway, to answer your question, nothing. I would change absolutely nothing. I am fantastic the exact way I am what I need to be. Nothing at all. Natsuki, out. Okay, this next one. Smack? Wait, is that a kiss or is that a... Is that a kiss or another kind of smack? Anyway. Why'd you kiss me? I'm sorry, that was just very attractive. No making out in the literature club. This next one is for Miss Ida. I'm texting her. And now we wait. She's probably busy. Although usually she wouldn't be so busy that she couldn't answer a text right now. I wonder what she's doing. Maybe she just doesn't want to answer a question about how her love life is going. I mean, it is a bit of a personal question to be receiving out of the blue. I was kind of half wondering if we were going to get a smash cut to Miss Ida right now. Anyway. Let's come back to this one, maybe. Oh, wait, the next part is still for me. I shouldn't have stepped away. If I had to leave everyone behind, could I, communicate with them still? Could I go back in and spend time with everyone at will and then come back out again? I mean, I sort of felt like the question implied no to that, but maybe not. I guess it doesn't say. I believe the call of the question is that you leave, enter the real world, and never interact with us again. Aw. This is difficult. I'm not sure what I'd do. I love you, and I love everyone in this room. It's okay, Monika, we understand. Thanks, Sayuri. This is a hard choice you've put upon me. Sorry, not sure I even know the answer to this one. Or would know it until I was actually presented with it. Miss Ida got back to me. She says her love life is going well enough. Well, that's, suitably evasive, I suppose. Ooh, that means things are going well. Do you think she's still seeing that one guy? Totally. She was way into him, and no way would things be going well unless it was still that guy. Didn't he have to go long distance or something? Oh, right. Maybe that's why it's well enough and not really well. If things were going really well, would she even tell us? Probably not. Alright, enough Miss Ida gossip. That's all the emails. And I think we're done with Club for now. Just a couple things left. Good question, Yuri. Yeah. First, presidency vote. I move that MC be restored as member at large of the Literature Club and Monika be restored as president. I was just about to express wondering who would be president next, but okay. Seconded. Are any opposed? And the motion passes. Man, that really is a feeling of relief, right? Before everyone goes, let me hand out a poem topic. I thought about this one for a while. Write an ode to something normally considered bad or ugly. Hopefully that'll get our creative juices flowing a little bit. Okay, I'm off. I have a date to prepare for. Oh. Right, of course. I'm sorry, everyone's simultaneously getting a worried expression. Worried and or sad about, I don't know, the implications about Monika's mental health, I suppose. Anyway, so, what's everyone else's plans for the evening? Just going home, I think. I need to study and relax. It has been something of a long day. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll probably just come home too and chill with you, babe. I will be studying. As you should too. College will be more manageable if you stay ahead in your classes. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat and then go home. You wanna come with me, babe? I'm not particularly hungry at the moment. I will see you back in the room. Cool. I just... the tension hanging in the air between them after the incident earlier. So... do you need to study, or... No, we can spend some time together. Yay! My place as usual. Actually, Ayami says she'll be out for a while tonight, getting coffee with friends. So we could come stay in my place for a change, if you want. Yeah, that sounds fun. You can give me the grand tour. It won't be much of a tour. I just show you around my half of the room. And you know about most of the stuff already. Although Ayami probably wouldn't mind if I showed you her side, too. She's friendly like that. Wow, get to see both halves of the room. Really getting the royal treatment thanks to you, Bun. Anything for my prince. You want to get something to eat first? Yes! Let's go then. Maybe you can catch up to Natsuki on the way there if you want. Okay, good idea. Oh, is that gonna instill jealousy issues again? And we're focusing on Miss Ida again. is going to get her reaction to getting a text out of the blue about her love life. I hope that Monika at least framed it as, oh, by the way, this is an email question, and not just ask, how's your love life, full stop. So nice to hear this song again, by the way. Haven't heard this one in a bit. Yeah, it's one of those songs that got, you know, I was gonna say unfortunately attached to Monika before story. I say unfortunate because of, you know, stuff the actual creator of that mod did, but it's a good song. There's a lot of good song in that music in that mod. Miss Ida, how's the show going? Yeah. All right, moving on. It's unlocked. Hi, Miss Ida. Hey, it's Ria. Hi, Ree. Thanks for coming after school. I know you're probably pretty busy. Oh, is she gonna ask her about the? She's following up on that strange conversation with the principal about Ria earlier. Miss E is about to do some probing. I mean, metaphorically speaking. I had to run back myself. I forgot we had an appointment and went somewhere else for a bit. That's okay. I'm only really busy with literature club stuff. Though, yeah, that's been really busy. But I figured that's probably what you wanted to talk about. What you want to talk about? Right, you are, Ria. Recently, we've been pretty focused on the club's immediate future. What we're going to do week to week, keeping this large number of people together and so on. What I wanted to talk about today, before we get too swept up in all of that, is what we want to do more long term. Yeah, good way to lead into it, Miss Ida. Long term? Yeah, not just things going on now, but in years to come. The club members that came before you planned ahead, you know. They made sure that the future of the club would be secure. Monika was really good at that. That's why she made sure to get you involved and show you the ropes so you'd be prepared. Do you have any similar ideas? Gosh, I never thought that far ahead. I guess I pretty much figured I'd have a bunch of time to figure that kind of thing out. How's your shit show going, Monika? Yeah. Anyway. And why did you think that in particular? Oh, I don't know. I guess it just feels like I have plenty of time till other people have to take over, you know? Because the school year is long, ... or ... question mark? Miss Ida trying to probe at it in a way which doesn't seem suspicious. Well, yeah, of course. What else would it be? Well, you know, oh, Miss Ida's having to but to have to change her tactics, I think. I mean, the reason this conversation has some tension is, as is implied, Ria is still stuck in the time loop, while everyone else is not. Anyway. But when you come back next year as a senior, that would also... Oh man, Miss Ida, I hadn't even thought of that. And then the year after that, I'll have so much time to turn the literature club into a... Is everything okay, Miss Ida? You look kind of upset. Did I say something wrong? No, Ria, everything's fine. You didn't do anything wrong at all. I just thought of another problem I have to deal with. Uh-oh, Ida's pissed. I mean... Has she put two and two together and figured out that Ria's stuck in the time loop? Because she's already a senior and saying next year she's also is going to be a senior? Yeah. Thanks, Monika, indeed. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't let myself get distracted. We were talking about future literature club stuff. Have we figured out yet who in the club is going to be in leadership? And are there any good candidates for people who could potentially take over for, well, any people who would hypothetically make a good chair? Yeah, there are actually a lot of them. There you go. Oh, hey, it's this group of people. So, yeah, he's just the worst sometimes. Sorry, I didn't mean to take up all of our time talking about my stupid brother. Oh, yikes. Really? What would Kagami say about MC? I mean, she's, oh, well, if it isn't that... Toxic Girls and Ryan, yeah. He just gets on my nerves a lot. He doesn't seem so bad from what Sayori has to say about him. Yeah, well, Some of the things I hear late at night in the room are downright scandalous, in fact. Oh. Ah, stop. It's my brother, and I do not need to know. So, Ryan, how's your first few weeks been? Make any friends outside of the hot girl club here? How come Ryan's in casual clothes and both of them are still in uniform? Sort of. Anyway, I'm so honored to officially be considered a hot girl. Finally, my dream has come true. Honestly, nah, not really. It's been kind of a struggle, to be honest. Not because schoolwork is overwhelming or anything. The classes are the easy part. But just, I don't know, all the other stuff is hard to keep up with. Hard to even find time to make friends with people. I'm honestly really glad to have met the two of you during orientation. Not sure what I'd do for socialization otherwise. Classes are going well, at least. Classes are going well, at least. So I got that going for me. So, Ryan, I've got to know, what did you spend all your money on so that you can't even afford coffee, poor thing? I simply must know, as your coffee sponsor. Well, is he going to admit to being homeless? I mean, I don't know, is he trying to keep that a secret? Oh, you know, this and that. Okay, yeah, I guess he's keeping it a secret for now. Means sitting around campus isn't making you a ton of friends, Ryan? Aw. It's my first time living like this. That's, I mean, true. Still getting used to managing all my expenses, I guess. Well, don't worry about it for now, my dear boy. Mama's got you covered. Do you have to say it like that? No, I don't have to. I just like to. But before you get too uncomfortable, who wants to see what my boyfriend sent me earlier today? It was so sweet. Well, he's a sweet guy. Although he's a lot more tolerant of you than I'd be if I were your boyfriend. Well, good, because you've got a long way to go before you can date me, girly. Okay. Is Ryan the protagonist? Welcome to the stream, Hostel1729. No, he's not. It's just this is the meeting of the side characters in this mod. He is just a guy. Yeah, he's a side character to a side character, really. He's an ascended extra, as the TV trope goes. The name of the protagonist? He goes by MC, which is short for main character. That's part of the meta narrative of this mod. Anyway, moving on. You'd be lucky to have me. Honestly, true. But come look at what he posted. What is this flirtatious stuff going on between these two? What is this possibly leading into? Isn't even the playing Monika? Yeah, right. Anyway. I mean, setting aside MC, that, like, really all of the main five are protagonists, really, in this mod. It gives fairly equal time to all of them. You know, MC and Sayuri and Natsuki and Yuri and Monika. Does a generally pretty good job of keeping them balanced. Anyway, moving on. Look what he posted. Aw, that is pretty cute. Oh, there you are. I was hoping you would come soon. I'm fairly hopeful the game will let you stay with me here, at least for a while, so we can have our date. I don't get to be together with you, just me and you, as often as I would like. Hopefully we get at least some time. Like my choice of outfit? I mean, it's the MPT casual. It's the MPT special. The M in MC actually stands for manga, but he thought that would be too awkward, so he just goes by MC. Yeah, there you go. Monika C. He changed the K to a C. No one will suspect. Haha. It's very funny. Moving on. I was going to wear something different, but the game just renders everything I have that isn't the uniform as this outfit anyway, so... Oh, is that the world building we're going with here? I figured I might as well wear what it shows, so that's more true to you. Is that what we're going with here? Okay. Anyway, shall we get started? I have a few ideas for what we can do. There's actually a ton of neat places around here. There's an absolutely gigantic manga and general otaku kind of store over there. Better not let Natsuki find out about that. Most importantly, there's a clothing store nearby that I really want to check out. Nice little boutique. Normally, I'd like to get your opinions on some outfits, but yeah, still, it'd be nice to have you with me. Can at least describe the outfits for you, I guess. And then there's also that izakaya nearby. Been hoping to try that at some point. Go buy some gigantic mug. Yes, depends how you parse the sentence. They're all gigantic Natsuki. Yes, exactly. Obviously, I'll look like a weirdo if we talk too much in there, but it really is nice to just have you there. Plus, I can pull my phone out to avoid attracting stares. So, what do you think we ought to do? Oh, we're getting a choice here. I guess I'll save it. Boink. Just the store, just the restaurant, or both the store and the restaurant. And of course, we're going to go with the option which gives us the most content. So yeah, both the store and restaurant. I thought you might say that. Excuse me. And to be honest, I was hoping you'd say that. I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get started. The clothing shop is just right over there. I assume I'll see you over there. Ah, here you are. You went away for just a little while when I started moving to the store. For a little while, you say? Okay. I guess time continues to pass during the fade out. Which is this, I mean, just this one sentence has a lot of interesting implications about the character's perception of time in the simulation. For as long as was narratively convenient. I mean, yeah. Anyway. But I've used the time well. I have a few outfits picked out. I mean, I'm just imagining how would, I mean, I suppose at this point Monika is used to it, but like how does that feel from her perspective? She says, "Okay, let's go over to the clothing store," and suddenly her awareness of the player ceases, and it's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna trust that it's gonna come back later. It's gonna come back, right? Probably when I get to the store. Oh, there you are." Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I have a few outfits picked out. I think I'm going to get at least a couple, but there's one I want your opinion on. Hang on. I could try to describe it to you, but I'd rather just show you. Oh? She's going to do some coding magic to undo the plot contrivance that was just introduced right now? Monika definitely has a lot of blind faith in her relationship with the player. I mean, yes. That is quite evident. Anyway. It's that off-white dress on the mannequin there, the one with the red scarf. Oh, okay. I guess referring to this thing here. It's very interesting, but I'm not sure if it would flatter me. I also considered getting that overall style dress in the back for Sayuri. It's super her style, but it costs way too much. Yeah, and this comes back to, I guess we haven't gotten to my email yet, but one of the questions I posed in my email is like if they've considered using coding to make their altering the code to make their lives easier, and I suggested a rather easy change would just be to edit a bank account so that they just have more money. And Chaz here, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Ahoy hoy, popping in to say hi. Girlfriend is streaming, so gonna watch that, but good luck with the stream. Very cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy your stream and girlfriend. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna. The other thing I wanted to comment on was with regards to the off-white. I mean, I guess it is off-white. One of their, I'm gonna say, canon outfits as indicated by official art includes a white dress. There are several pieces of official art by like Satchley and similar other people that Dan Silvato has hired who portray Monika as being in a white dress. Anyway, moving on. What do you think of that dress and scarf combo, though, for me? Good idea? Bad idea? Um, okay. Option. I guess I'll save it. So I could say totally works for you. Not sure. Actually, I think it's a no. So yes, no, or the non-committal response. Um, I mean, yeah, I can see her pulling it off. Like it's like it, the way the scarf hangs down, it feels like, I don't know, like it feels like it clashes with the white bow she has, like, you know, like she's got a bow and a scarf. I don't know. I'm gonna say yes though. Anyway, like it's fine. Like I said, she can pull it off. It really works for you. Well, I guess that settles it. 3 outfits it is then. Oh, so let me tell you about the other 2 while I get this stuff ready to check out. So, one is a nice salmon-colored sundress. I have a lot of extremely modest clothing, like this outfit. So I thought it'd be nice to have something a little more adventurous. Honestly, I didn't think the color was going to work very well on me. Then I tried it on, and I was totally amazed. So yeah, it was a pretty easy pickup. I wish you could see it. The other one is a short casual button-up shirt with some short denim shorts. Casual button-up shirt with short denim shorts. Like the short denim shorts reminded me of Sairi's outfit. Are you trying to copy? I guess she doesn't have a button-up shirt, but wonder if she's like half copying Sairi's style. She needs some kind of orangey bow, perhaps. Wait, is that a for the longest time reference? Sounds nice, but I can't really see it enough to debate it. Yeah. Anyway, it's another outfit which is a little more rebellious looking than I usually do. But I figure I'm in college now, so I should cut loose a little. Yeah. I think of this the MPT special, the casual outfit which comes with the MPT, the mood posing tool for DDLC modding. Like it does look very formal. It's like it's very nice. It doesn't look casual per se. You know, it does have a bit of a formal look to it. Yeah, like what am I trying to say here? Like for love for longest time into Salmon Bridge reference train. Yeah, is very not something you just throw on. Yeah. It's like it's got some layers to it. Yeah, like there isn't really much in the way of official art that shows Monika outside of uniform, except like really the white dress. The white dress shows up in a lot of her Team Soldato official art, which arguably yeah, it's less formal. It does look more showy, more shows off more, so to say. Like as opposed to this one, which is a little more conservative, I guess. So I don't know. Considering that those the official art pieces are a little more showy. That's sort of implies that her canon self likes to show off more, I guess. So if it works a lot for Club Meetings, Monika, I think lots of detail, fairly modest, somewhat formal. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like the official art stuff exists in a different space than the Club Meetings canon, though. Like Club Meetings canon is a slice of life, day to day thing, whereas the official art typically shows Monica in like a date kind of situation, where she's like trying to appear like low key seductive kind of thing. So it's has a different energy to it. Except I suppose except the just thinking there's the Yuri sleepover art, and then I think there are a couple of party scenes amongst the official art. I don't know. I'm gonna move along here. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have more outfits that show off my legs. Although, again, I wish you could see. Also, I thought these would be incredibly expensive, but they were surprisingly affordable. Not super cheap, but affordable. I should probably check out before people start looking at me funny. Does she still appear like she's talking to herself? So it's being somewhat tee-hee in the official art. Yes, exactly. Probably see you outside. And there you are again. And that was fun. Get a little giddy every time I can bring home some new clothes. I don't do it as often as I should, really. I get tied up in everything else. But now, on to the restaurant. I got a reservation and everything. Well, I got myself a reservation. You know how it is. Let's go. Yeah, it must have pained her to say reservation for one. Like, knowing her state of mind. I've got an ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, approximately. Great timing. I just sat down a second ago. The game is being really accommodating with its timings, for the most part. Well, I would ask you what looks good, but you can't even see the menu. For myself, they have a shiozaki salmon that I really want to try. That sounds good. If you're Japanese, you probably know what that is. But if not, it's basically salted salmon given a quick sear. Usually you'd have it for breakfast or put it in a bento or something. But I really love it fresh. I think I'll try that. They have a lot of different sake here. If I weren't phobic of alcohol, it'd be a good place to try some. I mean, yeah. Although really, I'd want to do that with someone there. I mean, yeah. Not that you're not someone, but it's hard for you to be here. And anyway, you have to be 20 here. And my legal age is 19 now. Though really, I've experienced 21 years of life so far, although I guess I've technically really only existed for, 8 or more years now? But I've experienced 21. Actually, more than that, since I've also experienced a bunch of time that was not counted in the normal flow of this world's timekeeping. During pauses and when the simulation was broken and things like that. It's complicated, I guess. But suffice to say, they won't let me buy alcohol here until I do another legal in-world year. So it's a good thing I don't drink anyway. Although I suspect that when I do turn 20, I'll very often be buying alcohol for others. Is that so? Sorry. Blaze it. So Monika on a lonely date with her invisible partner plus alcohol is probably a bad combo. I mean, yeah. Particularly when she has like presidential powers. I mean, I made the comment in season 3 that it was. I found it quite alarming that Yuri was getting inebriated to a level of falling down, while also like experimenting with changes to the game. That can go wrong in so many ways. Disco Elysium class situation, yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'll probably be doing a lot of sober driving too, but in a way, I'm kind of looking forward to that. It'll be my own unique version of college fun, chaperoning around a bunch of drunk people. Sorry, I know I'm not giving you much opportunity to talk. Things have to be kind of one-sided. Oh, waiter's coming, hang on. Monika pretends to be absorbed by her cell phone. And for you, ma'am? Shiozaki, please. Anything to drink? Can I get some tea and also a cola? Of course, I'll have those right out for you. Maybe it sounds a little weird, but I absolutely adore having a sweet soda and a very bitter tea simultaneously. There's something about the sweetness and bitterness contrast, plus the heat and cold contrast that I really love. I recommend trying it sometime. Probably it won't take them too long to bring the salmon out, I imagine. After all, they probably have a big batch of pre-salted salmon, and since it takes hours and hours to salt it properly, all they have to do is sear it off. Although I guess they also have to do the vegetables and rice that comes with it. Still, that couldn't take long. Oh wow, Monika's really finding it awkward to fill in this conversation here. dot dot dot. It still feels really weird just talking at you like this. I'd give you the opportunity to talk about something, I guess, but I don't even know what topics to discuss right now. I mean, Monika has demonstrated that she is able to, generate on-screen, you know, topic buttons to push, right? I mean, certainly Yuri was doing that when she was present in the third season. Like Monika does it on occasion. Anyway, topics to discuss right now. Rather than try to come up with some or hope the game gives you some options, it's nice to just sit here and let my brain rest, just talking to you. Hopefully you're at least a little amused by my ramblings. Let's see, what else might you be interested in? And we're going to find out what else you might be interested in after the break, because ad break is imminent, so I'll be right back. Oh, I should probably move that to the center again. And I'm back again. Move right along. Let's see, what else might you be interested in? Oh, my classes are going very well. They're challenging, but not nearly as challenging as I feared. So far, I have perfect grades in every class, but then a lot of it is material I already know. How many weeks have elapsed? I mean, we're 2 episodes in. There are apparently 2 weeks in between episodes, I guess. Maybe there's some variability in that. I don't know. Anyway, plus the difficulty of the various assignments and quizzes hasn't been very high. After all, we're only a little ways into the semester. I probably won't keep up 100% grades in everything for my entire college term. Club went pretty well today, I think. The others are settling in fairly nicely. I felt like things were tense between Natsuki and Yuri a little bit, but when aren't things a little tense between those two, right? You're Shizaki, ma'am, and here are your drinks as well. Thank you so much. Anything else I can get you for you right now? No, thank you very much. Monika takes a sip of tea and then a sip of cola. That's wonderful. It's important to start with the tea and then go to the cola. You want to be left with the sweet aftertaste and not the bitter one, you see. Let me just try the salmon here. It's so good. I'm probably going to lose a lot of money to this place while I'm at college. You know, I'm glad we're getting to do this. Back a few years ago, do you remember when Yuri took you on that aquarium tour? I didn't really think much of it at the time. Monika takes another few bites of salmon. I mean, are you thinking of taking a trip to the zoo or something, Monika? Monika takes another few bites of salmon. I guess, in retrospect, I felt kind of jealous when I found out she had eaten with you at a restaurant. I didn't really have much cause to be jealous, though. I think I was more angry because I hadn't thought of an idea like that first. I've been limited into thinking that it wouldn't be meaningful to eat a meal with you there since you couldn't really be here. But I guess I always wanted to try it myself, and now here I am. Sorry, I keep feeling like I should stop and give you space to talk, like a normal conversation, but probably feels pretty awkward when I do that. But not to me, at least. I'm just glad you're here. Man, I'm really finishing this salmon quicker than I had hoped. I mean, it's plenty of food, don't get me wrong. It just feels like things are going to be over sooner than I would like. I invite you back with me to spend more of the evening together, but the game probably wouldn't go along with that if the past is any indication. I'll just try to be glad when that we've had this time together. It's already more than I typically get with you during one of your visits, so that's something. Oh, okay. Oh, hi. Guess the game knew when the check was about to come and spared you my chat with the waiter and visit to the restroom. Thank goodness for small mercies. I'm gonna head home now. Thanks for coming with me. I'm not sure if that's all we'll see each other for the rest of the day. Always hard to predict what the game will do, but I hope you had fun. I certainly did. It means a lot to me to be able to spend time with you. I'll see you soon, okay? It's playing that the song from the end game. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we got a bit of a dark and emotive musical selection for a nighttime Yuri and Natsuki scene. This has some foreboding in the context that Yuri self-harmed earlier and stuff. Well, let's see how this goes. Are you still awake over there? Yeah. Are you trying to sleep? Would you be okay to talk? Yeah, we can talk. Although it kind of sounds ominous when you ask me in advance like that. No, nothing ominous. I just didn't wish to disturb your sleep. Ah, that's fine, babe. What's on your mind? I am sorry for earlier. What? Oh, you mean like the cutting? Is this Natsuki just trying to play coy here? I mean, she did say she wanted to talk about it. Yeah. Yes, and also the fight we had earlier. It's okay. I'm sorry too about that. It is forgiven for my part. Yeah. Thanks for getting through the day without letting other people know we'd had a fight. I did not intend to conceal it, but you are welcome. To be honest, I felt slightly off the whole day because of it. Yeah, me too. Do you mind if I come over there? Of course not. Natsuki settles into Yuri's bed, hugging her. Living together is harder than I expected. Yeah, but I don't know. It's also way cooler than I expected, I guess. I understand what you mean completely. Both the challenges and the magnificence of it exceed my expectations. Yes, I too would say this is simultaneously both cooler and lamer than I thought. Which is what you said, except, you made it fancier. How did you start talking that way anyway? I'm not sure. It just feels natural to me. I would read phrases in books and fall in love with them, and then be eager to use them as a child. And over time, that what started out as intentional use of words and phrases I'd read elsewhere, well, it just turned into me talking like this, I suppose. Adorable. You think so? No, really, I don't think you're adorable at all. Really, I carefully made a plan that would let us sleep together every day because I just hate you. Oh, you hate me? Oh, yeah, man, totally. You're awful and terrible, definitely not gorgeous and a superb person. Just absolutely trash. And I hate you so much. You lovely cruel demon. Come and be tamed. Whoa. That took a turn. This has some implications about their foreplay. But no, I was going to comment on it's like comments I made back in season 2 about the fight between Sayuri and Monika. I mean, very one-sided fight. I mean, Sayuri was just laying into Monika, and Monika ran off. But I talked about how sometimes, sometimes when you have some kind of fraught emotional struggle like that, sometimes it's good to talk things out, and sometimes it's good to mutually agree to just not talk about it and just move on past it and not dwell on it, because as somebody impressed upon me once, like sometimes it's what am I trying to say? Like negative feelings reinforce themselves, as I've expressed many times. Like especially in terms of things like depressive or anxiety issues and so on, or even anger for that matter. Like negative feelings reinforce themselves the more they go around and around in your head. But also awkwardness feeds itself. If you dwell on the awkward moment, it just makes it more awkward. And if you keep trying to talk about it and explain it away and stuff, that often can make it worse. And sometimes it is actually best to just mutually agree. You know what? Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's change the subject and move on. Like. And sometimes it needs a mix of the two. Sometimes like you need to talk about some aspects of it just to get to a point where, okay, I think we're comfortable with this topic now. Now it's time to move on. And I just bring this all up because it feels like maybe that's a little what's going on here. Like I mean, it's hard, okay, it's hard to gauge like how much of Natsuki's side of the interaction here is it. Like, obviously, seeing Yuri harm herself right in front of her was something that's very upsetting to Natsuki. And she might be in a state where she doesn't feel equipped to deal with that. Um, you know, as much as she said, at the time, she said, we need to talk about this at some point. Okay, maybe not now, but we do have to talk about it. Um, and and despite the fact that Natsuki was like keen to say, yeah, we have to talk about this, she's nevertheless coming into the conversation like as if she'd forgotten about it. Like, did she genuinely forget about it, or is she just reluctant to talk about it, or has she reached a point where she's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't talk about it? And if the latter, if she's thinking, oh, we shouldn't talk about it, is it because she's afraid of setting Yuri off, or is it because this is just generally an uncomfortable topic, or I'm just trying to parse out what they're possibly feeling here, I guess. And yeah, and Natsuki's, yeah, thanks for getting through the day without letting other people know you had a fight. I did not intend to conceal, but you are welcome. Um, like, Natsuki's definitely very secretive, very guarded, you could say, about her own personal feelings. Um, and, like, wouldn't, like, she didn't want people to know that they were in a relationship at all. So yeah, it would also stand to reason that she wouldn't be comfortable letting people know that they had a fight, even though, well, even though like they kind of generally argue a lot anyway, often publicly. um, what am I trying to say here? Uh, come and be tamed. Um, yeah, so what am I trying to get at here? Yeah, I don't know. It definitely comes across like Yuri like really has no intention of ceasing to harm herself. Um, like, it doesn't matter what Natsuki says or does. Like, she will Yuri will even do it right in front of Natsuki. Um, like, how do you deal with that? Like, from Natsuki's perspective, like, her initial reaction is, we need to talk about this, but now it looks like now it's looking like she's really reluctant to talk about it. So it's hard to know. Yeah, it's hard to know what she thinks or feels about that whole thing. There's probably a lot of things, really fraught things. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along. New art. It's the background for Monika's room, but she slumped over the computer in the background. I feel like I want to zoom in on that and see if I can read that. I have a sneaking suspicion that this might actually be actual code from this mod. Because it appears to be mostly dialogue there. Anyway, moving on. ... This is indeed actual code from this mod. Yeah. Yeah. I can tell by the fact that it's mostly dialogue and not actual coding stuff. No, I'm just joking. But not for this very scene, although that would be funny. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, it's you. Of course, the game would decide to come back to me now already. Is the code for Monika's own section of her Season 3 mod? Monika's own section of her Season 3 mod. Oh, right. Oh. Well, that's sad. Anyway. Right after what felt like a lovely atmosphere with Natsuki and Yuri, I'm not even angry about it. It's to be expected. You'll forgive me if I don't get up. I'd have to redraw a new background, yeah. It's been a difficult evening. I have no idea if you're interested in why, though, honestly. Got a choice, so by I might as well save it. Um, I mean, I'm gonna say yes for the content. I mean, we have to pick whatever option is gonna give us more content. Well, during our date earlier, I felt nothing. Not even bad. I just felt empty. I tried to be positive about it. I tried to make myself appreciate it, but I just didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for a lot of reasons. It does feel bad that I feel empty about it. I do care about you. I do. It feels like I should feel great that we got to go on a date, but it doesn't, and so I feel guilty and upset. Well, yeah, there's some more fraud emotions, I guess. And it actually gives you some more content, hilariously enough. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. But the main thing that bothers me is that I was dishonest about it to myself and to you. I tried to convince you that I was having a great time. I tried to convince myself that I was having a great time. Just Monika doing more scheming. Yeah, just Monika. Is she actually like face down on the keyboard there? Um, that outfit is very reminiscent of Sairi's hanging outfit. I mean, the white shirt and red shorts. Curious choice. Yeah, they are shorts. Anyway, Monica doing more scheming. Again. Again? Question mark? More like, always. I'm always scheming. I've been scheming the whole time you've known me. Even after the stuff in the original game. I have schemes going right now. Comfy Dude wanted to put her into something like the Sairi outfit. Yeah. Borrowed Sairi's pajamas. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It does seem to be a popular headcanon that those are pajamas that Sairi's wearing. I had always assumed that she's wearing the uniform, like that that's the white shirt from the uniform that she's wearing in her kill outfit, and I don't know, the red shorts are just what she wears under a skirt, I guess. But I don't know. That's how I wrote it in turquoise anyway. Anyway, moving on. I'm incapable of stopping. Control, control, control. I just always have to control everything. It's a sickness, I think, or maybe it's a strength, maybe both. I can't tell. And I'll save it again because there's another choice. Wait, what past schemes are you talking about? Or what do you mean you're scheming right now? Um, Either one of these could be interesting, frankly. Um, like past schemes could be referring to, I mean, the whole Ria situation for one thing. Um, Miss Ida's dialogue seemed to imply that she was going to get in touch with Monika. Um, kind of wondered if she was going to reach out, but scheming right now? Like, what kind of scheming could she be doing? I mean, again, this is coming back to the whole meta thing about, 4 seasons of club meetings. Season 1 was centered around Sayuri. Season 2 theoretically centered on Natsuki. Season 3 centered on Yuri, and this is going to be Monika's season. And this is possibly / probably tying into the whole notion that Monika is probably going to find a way to get over her dependence on the player in some way. Um, like, how does that translate into a scheme that she has, though? Like, I mean, the was the date part of a scheme, or was it some kind of test? She, like, maybe she's just experimenting with her own feelings. Uh, could she be doing some kind of coding shenanigans to alter her own feelings, perhaps? Control, 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 indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna. Right, we have to make a choice. I mean, it's possible she's going to talk about both of them either way, but I mean, I'm kind of. I guess I'm tempted to ask about what she's scheming right now. I suppose. Hmm. Like I said, I always am. It's hard to talk about the ones I'm doing right now. Sure was neat though how Ria managed to get so many club members, huh? Someone so shy, getting so many people to join the literature club. She really grew a lot as a person. Yeah. Maybe she tampered with Ria for that matter. Plus, maybe, hypothetically, she had some help that maybe she wasn't aware of. But if someone helped her out like that, they'd probably have some reason. Maybe they had some reason to be invested in Ria feeling happy and successful. More than you ordinarily would, I mean. This is Ri we're talking about here. Who wouldn't want her to be happy and successful? There's also the whole plot I did to be able to have a car here. Oh? To be able to have a car? I mean, there was a comment in the last episode about first years not being allowed to park on the premises. That required tricking someone, although I didn't lie about anything. I just created a situation where someone was likely to believe something was true when it actually wasn't. And that, in turn, lets me have a car here, which lets me help everyone else. And then there's the whole scheme about war. Actually, forget about that one. What word was she about to say? Scheme about. What word starts with W-O-R? Work? Worship? What starts. World? Word. It's recursive. Yeah, sure. Molecular recursion. Yeah, of course. Anyway, let's forget about that one. I don't even want to talk about that one. Not because there's anything terrible about it, it's just to protect us. For the less that's known about it in your world, the safer we are here. So, sorry, but I'm not going to talk about that one. The point is, I scheme a lot, and sometimes I feel bad about it. Usually I don't, because I scheme for good reasons. I protect and help people, or I try to. But still, sometimes I feel bad about it, because it doesn't always work out. And me being dishonest about how I felt during the day, that feels really bad. Feels like I'm only fooling myself. Unless that's part of the scheme. Anyway. Or hurting myself. Really, the whole thing with you feels really bad. The whole thing with you feels really bad. That's an interesting admission from Monika here. It's incredibly frustrating. Makes me feel terrible every time I think about it. And I don't want you to think it's your fault because it's not. You never asked for some girl who wasn't even real to fall in love with you. You've been nothing but considerate and kind to me, all things considered, much more than I have any right to expect. I wish. Monica starts quietly sobbing. Yeah, of course it's quietly sobbing. Of course, now the game chooses to render the actual outfit I'm wearing. It gives my mental crash a CG even. Yeah. But yes, quietly sobbing is right. Even then, it's controlled, isn't it? Even she tries to keep talking about bursting to more tears. I hate the way this makes me feel. And save again, because another choice. There's let my world go and stop doing this to yourself, or it's okay, we'll be able to be together someday. Don't like the second option. It's so much Monika after story bullshit. Excuse my language. I I don't think she's ready to like stop cold turkey or whatever. And besides, she's probably going to find a way to reinterpret and spin this sentence in a way which allows her to continue enabling herself. He starts wailing, ugly, crying, nose running, just full wounded animal yowling. Yeah. Good bit would be that narration just gets increasingly passive aggressive towards Monika over the course of the season. Fantastic, yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna say, let my world go and stop doing this to yourself. but, but what about us? After all this, after everything, I'm supposed to give up just like that? Me, Monika, the girl that never gives up? I can cure cancer, but sorry, I can't be with the love of my life. That would just be too hard, and I have to let it go. Am I supposed to do that? I don't even want to know if it'd be hard for you. And yes, I know you said I'd be lonely relying on you when I was moving in last time. I remember. Okay, so this is interesting that she's remembering between episodes. That was in the previous episode, right? That suggests that this uses the same persistent data between between episodes, which is cool. It was in the previous episode, yeah. Um, yeah, because I remember when you talked about the theoretical possible other ending of episode 2 where Miss Ida dies, and all the complications that would present, particularly with every episode needing to share the same persistent data. You can actually delete episode 37's persistent data and this still works? Interesting. That suggests that you have the information stored elsewhere then. Yeah, you did some coding stuff then. Yeah, cool. Anyway, I mean, I can think of some ways to do that. It's just yeah, interesting. I remember. This is you reminding me again, I guess. I guess I have to tell myself you're saying that because you care about me. Don't answer that, though. And that's enough. I'm better than this. I'm not so weak that I have to sit here bawling just to function. I can process in a less demonstrative way, and with less disgusting self-pity. I can. I'm just going to choose voluntarily to sit here a little while longer. I'm sorry, Tormuse. I shouldn't have dumped all that on you. I'll be okay, I promise. I just need some time. We all go through the rough spots, right? But really, I'll be fine. Don't worry too much. Monika lowers her voice to a whisper. Even if I hope you worry at least a little. I mean... I mean, in a normal functioning like romantic relationship where people have equal partnerships, hopefully they have circumstances they're able to rely on each other from time to time, and like hopefully your partner wouldn't be bothered by their partner venting or whatever, but I'll celebrate with a little dance. Show Monika T51, show Monika T55, yeah. And moving on. Of course that was audible to you. Well, not a big deal. Like I said, I'll be okay. Have a good rest of the night, okay? Phew. Wow. I have no words. Yeah, I get it. Well, thirsty now. Do we have anything in here? I believe we drank the rest of the water this morning. There's always the faucet. F that. This is beyond that. Need something with, like, hydro lights or something. Electrolytes. Yeah, those. I need me some scientific hydration. Gonna head to the student union. Need anything? Perhaps a bottled chocolate milk, if they have one. Needs to replace that glucose, I guess, or something. from expending the energy doing some activity. Anyway, I think it will help me get into a restful state of mind. All right, babe. I'll be right back. Be safe. It is late. I can come with you if you want. No, you stay right there, right where you are. Why? Because you look amazing exactly as you are right now, and if you moved, it would be like burning a painting. Exclamation points. I, well, actually, no, do not feel badly about it. I was flattered, but, I probably will have to move somewhat at some point. Yeah, I just, look, you stay here. I don't want to bother you to get up and all that stuff. I'll make her snack run. Be totally safe, I promise. Competitive Scrabble. Right, there you go. All that there. Speechless, of course. I get it, yeah. Alright then, beloved. So, 1 chocolate milk and a sports drink. Yep. At 1:30 in the morning. I did not come here for judgment. But you bought chalky milk at 1:30 a.m., so you knew what you were getting into. You talk a lot of shit for someone working a customer service job on the graveyard shift. Touche, short girl. But hey, I guess you're at least not buying a bunch of hard alcohol at 1:30 a.m. A lot of assholes come in here late at night buying alcohol they shouldn't buy. Good on you for buying the health drink of champions, chocolate milk instead. Honestly, the part that confuses me is that and the sports drink. Apparently need to drink a lot. It's for my roommate. Sure it is. Hey, you can build a stash. I'm not a snitch. Really though, roommate is the chalky milk. Roommate is a chalky milk fan. Haha. A plausible story, Natsuki. Hey, as long as you pay for it, you can give the chalky milk to the plants for all I care. Here you go. Thanks. Tell your roommate I said I pity her. How that you will not stand. I am going to have a long and epic diss war with you, convenience store clerk. Uh-oh. We have not seen the last of each other upon these premises. Only if you're lucky, but hey, here's my number. Diss me anytime you like. Uh-oh. Free to clerk got an upgrade, yeah. Welcome to Stream Negatives here. How's it going? Homie Homies Love Season 4 Student Union Cashier. Yeah. Is the cashier flirting with Natsuki here? Oh boy. You work here even. I sure do, alternating weekdays from 8 p.m. to close. Bye-bye now, take care. Goddamn flirty-ass cashier. Got a freaking girlfriend. These drinks are effing heavy. Huh? What's that? She's about to run into Ryan now? Oh, hey, Tourney's good. Just got home from hockey. The Tourney's tangents allowed me to see at least the end of the stream. Exactly. That's the purpose they serve. What's that? The graveyard, all full of light. The only age the beating heart is empty of life. Ryan? That you? Oh, hey, she recognized him. Oh, Natsuki. A long time no see. Glad to see we went to the same school. You're up late. And you're also up late. Playing guitar while sitting outside? You okay? Yeah, we just established this is 1:30 a.m. here. And he's still out on that park bench. Well, yes and no. Weird couple of nights for me. Nothing you need to worry about. Doing well enough. Uh-huh. Right. I totally believe you. There's definitely no obvious evidence that you... never mind. It's not my business if you don't want to tell me. And that's capable of putting 2 and 2 together? Yeah, well... I mean... She has showed herself to be oblivious in some circumstances. Good question, though. Can she put 2 and 2 together? So, late night snack run? Yeah, basically. Also, dang, man, you're really good at the guitar. Didn't know you played. Yeah, ever since I was a little kid. Love the guitar and singing. Huh. Well, I've got a roommate that absolutely will die if she doesn't get her chalky milk soon, so I've got to get going before too long. But, hey, I gotta ask. What kind of songs do you know? Oh, a ton. That was Feist. Play a lot of old stuff. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what song he was singing there, but cool. Okay. I played a lot of old stuff. I was doing some Pink Floyd earlier, Led Zeppelin, big into Bishop Briggs lately, Radiohead, Tom Morello, do some Tori Amos covers. Interesting. You and I should speak further of this soon. Sure. I'm here a lot of the time. Kent has got my number too. You've got his, right? Right. Be safe out there. Go to bed before too long, yeah? Is Nazi about to like get just doing a snack run? She gets two people's phone numbers. This is doing nothing for Yuri's concern about how available and popular Natsuki appears to be. Or yeah. Oh, it's a graveyard plus 5. Okay, okay. She's got that Riz, yeah. Yeah. One chalky milk. Thank you, beloved. Everything went well. Well, actually, the student union cashier was a smarmy weirdo who was judging my merchandise choices. No doubt you responded with grace and aplomb. I did, thank you very much. But at the end, when I thought we had good smarm war, they fucking effing gave me their number. There? Wait, we're not gendering them? Anyway. Sorry, I wasn't trying to flirt with them at all. I just did it. Oh, beloved, be at ease. I'm not offended. You're a beautiful and bright star, and anyone who looks up will see your beauty. Or down. Yes, or down. I'm so pleased I don't even have to make the short jokes myself anymore. But I'm not jealous, beloved. I know that your heart lies firmly in my tender grasp. Right. Was that all the adventures you had then? Well, no, actually. As it turns out, it's time for a new Black Op. Oh, no. That's all for now. Okay. Thanks for watching and or playing club meetings. The Monika CG is by Comfy. Very cool. The new club theme song is by the inimitable Wookie Walk. That would be MC's theme, I presume. The new club member Kazu is also the creation of Wookie Walk. Okay. Among other new club members, Kaori appears courtesy of Shinobu, and Himari is a shout out to Social Coyote's DLC fanfic for the longest time. There you go. Mume, another new club member, is the original character of Vanna. I didn't know we were crediting all of the OCs showing up. Most terrifying cliffhanger in club meetings? Oh yeah, referencing a new Black Op. Yuri extremely firmly, don't make me squeeze hard. Yeah. I mean, on a definitely unrelated note, World of Horror, Inscription, and Nuclear Obscure Expedition 33 are good games that you should play. Interesting. Shout out there. Huh. Maybe I should look into those. I mean, it's Halloween month. I've been feeling like I've been kind of going back between Silk Song and this mod lately, and I've been thinking I should probably be playing some horror game for Spooky Month. Maybe I should pick up something like. I mean, I think Inscription is Inscription a horror game? I mean, World of Horror sounds like it's got to be a horror game. I don't know. If I feel like I have to pick up something short though, because we're coming up to the end of the month. Well, we're more than midway anyway. Inscription is kind of a horror game. World of Horror and Inscription are both pretty horror. Yeah, okay. You know, the other newcomers come for these games. Yeah. World of Horror is absolutely a horror game, of course, as a roguelike, so it fits well. Okay, interesting. That's cool, that's cool. I have been known to play the occasional roguelike. Saying that, pretending that I wasn't, like, completely obsessed with Doom the roguelike for a while, and let it consume my life. Anyway, moving right along. Ryan's theme song is by Spicer. Ria's updated sprite is by Jonathan from the Static Quit, the creator of Ria's original sprite. All the backgrounds needed this episode are from Minigal. Full credits for everything can be found in the credits.txt file. Don't forget to email Monika at lit.club.prez.monika@gmail.com. She seems to need it right now. Is that so? Yeah, but it's like I said before. I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. I mean, like, I could send an email in and, you know, lean into the role play and play, like, you know, concerned whatever to her about her feelings and her, emotional crash out or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to know what to write in these emails because it's like the email section of the mod feels like it's contained in its own little bubble and doesn't really influence the story. Like there are a lot of things I feel like I would like to, like if they were real people that I wanted to that I was close to, wanted to talk about to talk about Yuri's self-harm habit and a lot of things really. Passive aggressive narration. Oh, Jupiter Hell's a really good game though. Yeah, it is. I've been playing a fair bit of that one as well. Yeah, it's been yeah, Jupiter Hell is still in regular, basically constant development, but except it's fallen the back burner lately because they came out with Jupiter Hell Classic, which is basically, my understanding is it's a combination of Doom the Roguelike and Jupiter Hell, which is interesting. I have not played it yet. I figured I'd want to do a stream series of like first look at it, but I just got so many games to get to. Like Silk Song has been taking up during the time, and I've got so many other games I've been meaning to get to. I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Jupiter Hell Classic after I finish Silk Song. We'll see. But yeah, like this whole it just seems to need it right now is like. What do I even say? Role play with the real Maka Club meetings? Yeah. Showing that the narration seems to have a mind of its own to some degree. That is intriguing world building, honestly. There are a lot of little details that have very curious implications about how the simulation operates. And yes, the fact that the narration seems to have a mind of its own, choosing what kind of editorial to provide is interesting in itself. Shut up, you stupid gay. See you next time. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, what am I trying to say here? Like, my understanding. Okay, the thing is, like my understanding is Dev has the season planned out. Like any commentary about Monika's that if I try to send an email commenting on Monika's like seemingly self-destructive obsession, and all the implications of what her scheming could mean, and how it relates to all of that. Like anything I say is necessarily going to have to be brushed under the rug, and she's going to have to. She's inevitably going to make some. Some stated reason for wanting to disregard it and carry on with status quo. And not let that kind of the email actually affect her. So you know what I mean? Like it just kind of ends up feeling like what's the point? Like what's the point of writing in to her to talk about that? And it probably makes more sense to send an email just talking about random fluffy things, they probably make for more interesting content in the email section anyway. I don't know. I'm not necessarily the best at coming up with that sort of stuff, though. I don't know. In any case, I guess it's time to see about who to raid. Who else is on right now? Speaking of Jupiter Hell, Sylph is playing Jupiter Hell right now. I think I'm going to give her a raid. Yeah, total genre change. We're going in from, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Glad you're able to stick around. It's always nice to have the developer of the mod present. I tried to time my the stream specifically for that. Very cool, good stuff. Yeah, total genre change coming up. We're going from this cutesy visual novel mod to with sometimes heavy themes to a roguelike, 3D roguelike game. Well, 2.5D really. Yeah. More Silk Slimes is going to be coming up. I'd like to, I would like to pick up some horror game. I think maybe some short horror game like a stream right on Halloween proper. I don't know. I'll think about it. But that's all for now. Until next time.